So what you're looking at now is the inside of an HTML5 standard banner template. It looks just like a traditional HTML file, and there's not really much difference. The only thing that you will notice that what I have highlighted for you is a script tag, and this script tag points to our ebloader.js file. This is essentially all of our class files that are going to be imported inside of the HTML document. What we have is a few simple JavaScript functions that fire off. The first one is going to fire on add load. As you can see down here, right here in our body tag, we have an onload that calls eb and init eb. And then in our function, what we're going to do is we're going to listen to see if eb has been initialized. So as we went over earlier in our HTML5 API functions, we're going to look and see if this returns true or if it returns false. If it's true, what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and call our start add function. This can be used to run any type of animation you may have or any tracking that you may want to start firing at that moment. And then lastly, our last function is just a simple click-through command, and this is going to send the user to a landing page. So in this case, whenever handle click-through button is called, it's going to send the user to whatever our default click-through is that's been defined inside of the platform. Everything here is basic. We just have a simple div. These divs can be set up however you want, but in this case, we've just done it a little bit easier. We have a main add container, and then inside of it, we have a few more divs that kind of specify and control a few different things. Here we have a click-through button, and inside that click-through button, we have a simple JavaScript function that's going to fire on click. So if you want to see what this looks like in browser, we'll just bring that up, and there we go. There's our ad, and once we get this online, we'll be able to see it clicking through and functioning as expected. Once again, that's our standard banner, and as you can see, it's not a lot of code at all. It's just a simple import of some EB class files, listening to make sure that our EB class files have been initialized, and then reacting based on that to make sure that only tracking is being fired after EB has been initialized. Let's take a look at our 300 by 250 rich banner template. As you'll see, this looks very familiar to our last build. We have a standard index file and an HTML page layout. The only thing different in this particular file is the first thing we're doing is we're loading EB modules to load, and we're telling it to load our video modules. This is to allow our system to know to incorporate tracking for any HTML5 video inside of your ad. Next, we follow by calling in our ebloader.js files. As we did before in init eb, what we do is that we listen to see if the eb class has been initialized, and if it has, we move on to progressing with the ad. In the start add function, we're getting our video element that sits on the page, and we're calling an init video function that will tie in a video module and link it to the video itself. This allows for us to track it. So as you can see here on line 62, what we're doing is we're creating a new ebg.video module, and we're passing through our video. This allows us to track it, so any native player buttons that are being used on the HTML5 video will now track play, pause, mute, and unmute as well. We'll also be able to get quartile tracking for the video that will let us know when we have hit our 25%, 50%, 75%, and our video fully played metrics for the video.